So these were really the warm-up comments now for this session. So let me start with calling the speakers to the fore. Dr. Taufique, Madame Ndisia, Norisa, and Vincent. And we're starting the session with well, I would say with Bangladesh, but we started really with a bang because I can introduce Dr. Taufique. that's a real pleasure. So Dr. Taufique is currently working as the director for the Urban Development Directorate in the Ministry of Housing and Public Works in Dhaka in Bangladesh. And before that, he got his teeth as the chief planner, town planner for Rajuk, the Capital Development Authority. And he worked at Bangladesh University. And I know he's very proud about work on risk-sensitive, people-centered planning. He did and really set a standard for in Bangladesh for immense strategic development. Already from the last meeting in Nanjing, where we also were together, we know he's very concerned about the climate and environment threats on Bangladesh and how to deal with that with planning. And I hope you elicit us on your progress on that front that you had in the last years. Please, Dr. Taufique.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. In Bangladesh, after a heavy lunch, we need to take little nap. Instead of taking nap, I'm standing here. So please apologize for the future mistake. Look at my name, Khurshid, Zabin, Hossain, Taufique. Khurshid belonged to my grandfather. Zabin belongs to my mother. Hossain, father. Me, myself, Taufique. So it is very synonymous with the urban planning. We sit at the behind of the table. When there will be disaster, they will point it out. Oh, you are responsible. Okay, yes, sir. Then when there will be a fire, then where is our planning? I said, yes, there. Okay. Then you should take responsibility and prepare the master plan. Then I come up with the planning package and everything. I said, we have so many things to do right now. So please take some rest. Okay, yes, sir. So since 1970, we got the approval of our town Urban and Regional Planning Act 2017 by our Prime Minister. But unfortunately, I cannot send it to the Parliament because there are lots of ministry, they wanted to do urban planning, except my department. So, but after 6 years, again, I got the letter from the Prime Minister office. Where is your planning proposal? I said, okay, shall we start again? Since we submitted in 2016, they said, yes, please go ahead and submit it within the 3 months. And my office is very much hurried to update the project proposal. So this is the scenario in Bangladesh. Why? And we have a parliamentarian system. We have 300 parliament member. Each and every day I used to face one parliament member. They used to come and say, where is my plan? And so, okay, sir, we're not going to prepare it for you. Be patient. So I lost 1 year just to have a patience hearing from each of them. So planning is really difficult, not from the ecological point of view. No, ecology does not harm too much. It's not too much difficult from economic point of view. It's visible. Last yesterday we saw the land pooling project. It's very good, but it's really tough from the social point of view. Yeah, you cannot convince. Everybody wants me to convince for them. I said, yes, you are the planner. I am not the planner at all. But yes, I can do one thing for you to give you some scenario, what it will be in future if you don't do this, what it will be in future if you do this, then decision is yours. Then they said, okay, we are very much proud. We are not going to take decision. And after some months, they will come and ask me, what's the decision? Yes, sir. That's the problem in planning. Yeah? You cannot take decision, but being a parliament member, you are the responsibility to take decision. So they used to say to me, nonsense. Still, I'm too much old to operate. Oh, yes, yes. So I asked my office, okay, try to do something for entire Bangladesh to satisfy our 330 parliamentary members. We have special 30 women parliamentary. I'm very much afraid, but I have very respect to them. So I made some metrics for them. This is the session not for the good practice, not for the just to have a sustainable index for my department. So we try to assess the ecological suitability of each and each parcel of Bangladesh. Then we try to assess the infrastructure, existing infrastructure service suitability of each and each parcel of Bangladesh, and try to interact with both of them somehow in metrics, and try to test it, whether it will work or not. I need to convince the policymaker, So, so according to the BBS, Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, which have the very historical data, not the recent data. So we have altogether 484 upajilas, so small unit, administrative unit, according to the Bangladesh government. And we try to understand the qualitative and quantitative assessment of 506 number of urban centers all over Bangladesh. So, so during COVID, we got payment from the government. We are very happy, but we cannot work. We should work within the office or from the home. So I asked my colleague, okay, let's do some brainstorming work. This is the product of the result of the works. So we collected all the information from different agencies. Oh my God, they did really fantastic work, but focusing for their own objective. Roads have their own infrastructure, own database, water, they have tremendous, we are meant from water, not land. So they have good database and everything. So we collected all the information and we tried to formulate everything within our planning GIS system. It's really a very hard thing. That's why my colleague, they don't like me. Then the first two steps, we collecting all information, then we process it according to the GIS, our system, then translate it. They have their own object. So I need to translate it according how to fit it within the urban planning system. Then so this is the very tedious system. And this is the red. Red indicates the infrastructure and service suitability analysis. And blue is water, that means ecology. And ecology has two terminology, very sensitive, that means not good for urban. That's the reverse for suitability. So negative become positive in urban sense. Then we try to correlate all these things. It's really something very tricky. Suitability, sensitivity, we did so many mistakes. So for ecological sensitivity, we collected data, information from 18 thematic groups and 18 different qualitative judgment. So there are hazard event, there are altogether 8, geology group, geography variables 8, and geography condition state for 2. So all 8 together, and they have their own geographical character, and we put the weightage for each and every thematic area. Then we try to understand in a 1:100 scale to understand their each and every thematic area, and of the small SPZ has their own qualitative thing. So accordingly, this is example from river flood. Red in my presentation indicate the highest number. From just look at the sensitivity, to red indicates most sensitive from the flooding. That means this is the map, the right one, this is the flood affected area, and the right one, this is the most sensitive from the ecological geographical boundary of Upazila. So we can understand green means from flooding point of view is very good for urban development, and red and yellow, no. So similar case, it is river and flooding is not the same here, okay? Flood from urban flooding, flood from the stagnant water, and river is from soil erosion. Is thanks Nepal, you used to give us lots of water, but we cannot use it. We let them pass to Bay of Bengal. This is very pity. Anyway, so from river, so that is the red one, the most sensitive. So here the red indicates the most suitable considering the river. So in that way, we consider 18. You can see the 18, all the small maps, and this is the result. So we have very God-gifted, balanced, ecologically balanced system. This is the corner side is Sundarban, and that corner side is Howard. We call it Howard. So those are ecologically most sensitive. We are balanced, fantastic. And the green are actually suitable for urban development, future urban development. Similarly, we rank everything, and then we came to conclusion that red indicates for best for all over Bangladesh for urban development, green, no. So we have to preserve it geographically, most sensitive. So we made a ranking, the huge complicated. For me, it's a very complicated. For GIS expert, they are all the time playing with the number, you know. They all the time, oh, this is 0.5, sometimes, wait. Well, give me the nut and shell there, what's the solution would be. So similarly, infrastructure and service is very easy. I have to count it down, how many schools within the territory, how many bed and the hospitals, how many masjid, we saw it mandir. In Bangladesh, you can see masjid everywhere. You can write masjid, left masjid. Each and every neighborhood have their own masjids. They don't want to go there. But they used to have big masjid, a very limited number of people used to pray. Anyway, so there are altogether 11 different criteria, infrastructure related criteria, like ecology. We also calculated the qualitative assessment. So in that case, we don't need to consider sensitivity. All the time they are positive. So this is the one example. These are the probably school, college, social infrastructure. All dots are located, geographically located all over Bangladesh. So this is actually the red indicates most infrastructure exhausted area indicated by red. And this is the Dhaka, the center. Reddish one. So you can understand the qualitative, present infrastructure, qualitative, considering health, education, religion. So then come out playing with the data set. Then we found this kind of relation. If we don't do any planning, forget planning, this will be the scenario for Bangladesh. So this is from the Dhaka to Mymensingh, northern part, which I actually I have did some strategic planning, not land use planning. No, forget land use planning, because land belongs to the people. They don't like it. They will use it by, according to the constitution, they have every right, except me. Anyway, so red indicates that it will be the future of 2001 in Bangladesh if we don't do any planning thing. So we put all those two phenomenon in a one graphic sense. Then again the statistician comes. They say, okay, look at sir, So this is the problem. Okay, what's the problem? Problem is this green line actually indicates the 50% of the ecological suitability area. So I said, oh, hooray. So we gain. So all the urban centers score more than 50%. They said, yes, sir, but not the problem. Okay, what's the problem? The y-axis, this is the 50%. Except 13, all below 50. So those are not qualified as a urban center. But they are Purushabhas, that means municipality, so they are politically identified as a growth center. So this is the reality. Then what should we do? Then we try to understand the integration of these two different scenarios. So we came up with this urban readiness graph, So each and every this kind of graph has isoquantane curve. So with the number, the weightage used to be same. So we started to play with this. So look at the curve. There's altogether Bangladesh. Dhaka is there. Rest Bangladesh there. And this iso curve, readiness score 75. Dhaka is score 75. Hooray. Dhaka is great. So that's why it is mega city. The next city score 45. So huge gap. Everybody wants to live in Dhaka. And we have no land. Yes, we have land. At the same time, we have water. So basically, we have land and water. So we cannot build. If we build the infrastructure, within the year, it will be washed out. It's better not to have infrastructure. Then how people are going to live there? Okay, this is the solution. We are not going to find it out. So how we are going to manage those things? So from this chart, we said, okay, I need to jump from one gradient to one gradient. And for that, I do need some infrastructure investment from who? Government. Sir, our honorable parliament member. So you need to jump from here to there, because from ecological point of view, you cannot shift your location. This is the God gifted. So you can only shift your location towards this way. You did this infrastructure for that. They say, oh, that's good. That is the thing I am thinking of. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, you have to do these things. So the planning nowadays in Bangladesh belongs to somebody else. We can only do the scenario building. Yes, this is the option. This is another option. You can do this. You're not going to have suffering from that. And recently we have a very good suffering. And I'm happy. So this is the graphical presentation. Dhaka is there, red one. And we have the next big city, Chittagong, the green one. It scored only 35 to 39. In between there is a city, Khulna. It's politically backyard. So urban planning is to some extent is a basically political economic space. Who has power? Who diverted the money to their cities. So what's the role of mine? Just give them scenario and make them fighting in the parliament. That's good. So all our urban centers are there, 25 to 10. So this is the reality. Don't try to upgrade it. Why? Because it's ecologically very sensitive. Yes, actually this is represent the Bangladesh urban scenario. Red, only one red. It's very much similar to our national flag, green and red. Yeah. And everybody wants to live in Dhaka. And the next one is here, just I mean politically backward area. And the Chittagong is here, our gateway. We wanted to develop it as a industrial and commercial gateway of Bangladesh, but we don't know how. So, but we are pouring money for the third seaport, for the embankment, for the limited access bypass, flyover, underpass, everything, forgetting ecology. So we need more money to protect that infrastructure. So things will go and go and go. So anyway, we need dialogue. We need place to dialogue all the time. Dialogue with the infrastructure, dialogue with the policymaker, having all sort of database. That is very important from planning point of view. Being a planner, all the time creating data, scenario in front of the policymaker and the donor agency as well. Okay, you wanted to put the money, just think about that. Okay, and then it will enrich the cost of the project, SES, because you need to protect that infrastructure as well. So it's better not to do anything. So this is, we take out Dhaka from the data set list because Dhaka is scored too much. Then the scenario is like that. So this is actually the qualitative and quantitative scenario of entire Bangladesh. Huh? So, and now we play again with the scoreboard, and this is, we subdivided the entire Bangladesh into 8 different ecologically and culturally different scenario. Therefore, we do need 8 different approaches, not one. Then again, policymaker, they started to look at me, what is nonsense you are talking about? I said, this is not my problem. The data actually explaining these things. If you don't want, I have no problem. I cannot give you permission for one act and you are coming with this kind of things. I said, yes, under that act, you can work on with this solution and everything. Look, there is no growth center here. It's vacant. Belongs to agriculture. Very interesting. So this is Bangladesh scenario. And actually, we do need this 8 different kind of approach for Bangladesh to solve the urban system, to have a territorial planning. Not one, no, not one. And from social point of view and from the ecological, economic point of view, those 8 are really, really different from each other. So what's the mitigative measure? So we look at the red one already, like Kathmandu Valley Development Authority. We have 5 authorities already established. They have their own jurisdiction and they have their own money and everything, control everything. And the black one, actually, we propose it. It is in the parliament. Hopefully, we have election 2024. So before that, we are going to have more 4 development authority to deal with this development scenario. So, and very interestingly, that slide, that is the Delta Plan. You know that we, according to the Delta Plan 2001, it is Bangladesh have been subdivided in 8 different regions, ecologically, infrastructure, economy, and culture as well. So we have to take all the information policy to incorporate all these things. And right one, this is actually the real scenario of the weighting system of urban readiness of each and every growth center in Bangladesh. And what actually we did marvelous improvement. We already covered 8% of entire Bangladesh having full set of data from the cadastral survey to existing infrastructure and putting everything in one pen drive. And if any policymaker asks me, I say, yes, sir, this is here. So they're right now very annoyed regarding me. So, and my target is if we uplift this data up to the 15%, I'll be happy. Full Bangladesh will be planned. Because we don't need to do anything for the ecologically most sensitive area. No, certainly not. Not necessary to do any planning for the river irrigation area. No, just protect and mark it as a very sensitive area. Let river flow. Not, sorry, Kathmandu Valley Development Authority, you propose the embankment structural approach, and we come out from that structural approach because we have a very extensive embankment system in the southern part of Bangladesh, and now we are suffering. The river bed is coming up and the urban areas bed is going down. So urban flooding, sir, we need to have another pumping system introduced to make the urban free area, flood free area. So it's a problem. So ecologically area, so very, very important for Bangladesh, obviously for Bangladesh. And then COVID scenario, I have to, whether we develop this thing, does it will work properly or not? COVID gave us very good scenario. So we're trying to test it, whether these things will go accordingly. So this is the COVID scenario. So this is the Dhaka. First 1 month, it was very hard for us. You know, Bangladesh, densely populated area, 50,000 people per square kilometer living. You can see that, right? People, left people, back people, everywhere people. So everywhere COVID. The more people, more COVID. So Dhaka represented the gray area, and those 50 are there. And this is actually, there used to be a everyday bulletin from the Ministry of Health. The young lady used to come, and they each and every day, how many patients from the COVID scenario, how many actually spared their life. So we collected all the information, and we put all the information according to the readiness curve, and try to understand is there is any correlation with the density factor and the readiness factor with this COVID scenario. And this works very good, and we are happy. But there is some 8 peaks. And then we rethink about this. Did we do anything wrong? Certainly we did wrong. What's the wrong thing is that we forget to incorporate the economic parameter, social parameter. So it indicates, okay, so we have next thing to do. We already covered these things. So look at that right side. This is the curve line, and the eight districts actually don't follow the curve line of the readiness. Why? Because they are industrial town. More people are coming, more people are going. So readiness quality does not actually correlate with these things. But 40 districts actually rely on this readiness curve, and 15 districts actually not qualified enough from infrastructure point of view. So this is the scenario, how to relate the readiness and COVID. So we are happy. So this is the COVID scenario. People used to rush from the Dhaka towards all over Bangladesh carrying COVID. Train, bus, everywhere. On foot, yes, on foot also. Then flood. That time, 2002, there is a sudden flood in certain area of Bangladesh. Then I asked my colleague, okay, let's test it, whether it will work or not. So that is the scenario from the Ministry of Flood Management. Then we translate it and we try to understand that does it fit with the sensitivity. 85% identical. So we pass the exam from the ecological point of view. Then we take that opportunity to get, thanks NASA, we collect all information, right, night, daylight, and try to understand it correlates with readiness curve. We pass again. Then national GDP, we try to understand. So left one is the distribution of non-farming employee, not farm, agriculture, non-farming, and secondary. And this is the growth center, then correlated. So in these 3 tests, we passed successfully, and we are happy. Then we have some observation. So 62% from the COVID, 85% from the ecology, 72% from the lighting system, because industrial town, actually they work 24 hours. So there will be more energy, more light, more resource. So altogether GDP 70% actually correlate with this readiness factor. Then climate change, this is the topics. This is the Bangladesh scenario, and this is look at the red to the reddish. This is the 1 meter from the mean sea level. So 30% of Bangladesh, considering 1 meter sea level life, will be under seawater. Then this is right now the salinity from the sea. then what will be the salinity here? So for 2001, we have also, we draw some scenario at the same times. Suddenly, last August, we have a severe rainfall. It's totally unexpected. And this is the catchment area, belongs to 7 sisters of India, Nagaland, Assam, and all the water, flash water actually, coming from there. And this is the statistics. And this is the reality. Our Sylhet, completely underwater for 1 month. Thanks for flood, because we wash out all our waste into the Bay of Bengal. So we don't need to consider waste. Thank you. This is all.
Thank you, Dr. Taufique. That was quite inspiring. In the financial sector, they call that the quants, the people who do all these secret calculations and make giant profits, or should be, or make the system collapse. You're something in between. But for sure, you made very good use of the pandemic, and all the work you did, and the progress that I see is so impressive. So this was starting with a bang, absolutely. Let us go forward to the next